All right. The topics that I have for you guys today, some of them are updates on the market, and others are a little bit of integrity for loan officer and client relationship regarding interest rates. And let's start with topic number one. And as you know, when I finish the topic number four, I take a moment to go into the mystical person that I am and kind of letting the flow of more than just mortgage and interest rates. So at that moment, if it's not resonating with you, drop off. It's just an opportunity that I have to express from let's say from divinity, from the light of expansion and creation, what is coming up. So if that part doesn't resonate with you, it's totally okay. But for right now, let's go with the first topic. So everyone keeps saying that the market is slowing down. The numbers this week are actually telling a different story. This week in Georgia and in Florida, the two states I'm licensed in, the movement is coming from two groups. We have buyers who are wanting to start back into the process, and many of them actually own properties and either selling them because now the rates have improved and they were like, you know what, my family size has changed. I need to go ahead and make that move, or job changes. And the other buyer is also the investor who are getting back into the game. I have one of my friend Harry who it's like he paused a few years ago and said the numbers don't make enough sense for him to take the risk as an investor. And now he's starting to talk back. Okay, tell me more about the DSCR loan. So the market is starting to shift again. So inventory is really tight under $500,000. That'll be Georgia and Florida. And of course, depending on the county, depending on the area you're in, we're just speaking in general. So that really keeps good homes competitive. Anything priced well is actually still going under contract. There might be some price improvement, as this is now called price improvement, but we are not seeing what we saw in 2008. Some people are waiting for that. It is not happening. In new construction, I have a realtor, so Meg, who actually shared with me what a new construction is doing, which I can't really compete with. A builder saying they're going to pay $26,000 or $20,000 towards closing costs or other concessions. A realtor friend of mine who's buying the south of Georgia also got something very similar. So there is business to be made. There are opportunities based on what your needs are. And there are still opportunities for lenders like myself who may be not doing the new construction with those competitive incentives, but other opportunities. So there are opportunities for all of us. Has it shrunk for the last few years? Yes, but it's still there for us to be in communication, like myself with my past clients, with potential new clients. So price reductions and adjustments definitely calls for, meaning you can negotiate better. Okay, you can ask for more closing costs. I have one that's closing next week that's with $10,000 in seller concession. So those are examples that you can now still negotiate better. But don't wait until rates get too much lower and now you're competitive and then you can't really go back to being a seller market. So really be careful as you're watching the market. In the meantime, work on what you can control. Your credit, your asset, so even if you're doing down payment assistance, make sure you do have money in the bank. Because I have clients asking, well, I want to do 100% financing or no money down. Well, in reality, you still need money. You need for appraisal, inspection, and your earnest money. And if the seller is not paying as much as the closing costs, that comes from you. So to still have money saved, have a plan. How do you do that? You make a phone call or set up a time with me so we can go over those numbers so you can be ready again. Credit, your debt to income. So how much assets, how much debt do you have in comparison to your income, as well as your savings. So my question to you is, what would need to change for you to say, you know what? I'm not going to keep guessing. Let me make this phone call. Let me book a call with Kristel. Let me book a call with my preferred lender and see what opportunities arise as I am getting myself ready, or to even pull the trigger. I start having an issue with saying pull the trigger. It feels weird. Move forward. So I am here to help you. Keep watching what your county is doing. You can set up a search also with my home report. So feel free to reach out to me and say, Krista, I want to purchase, and this is the area I want to set up with the home report system so I keep track of what's happening. So The market is still great one to purchase. Let's have a conversation, book a call with me. My next topic, investors. So investors, imagine that you've bought a condo and the HOA hasn't really maintained the best budget. You've been denied to be able to actually refinance. This is not for purchase. I do have a good program right now that I'm going through with a client that is a DSCR, which is for investor, where we're not verifying your income, but only the property cash flow and non-warrantable condominium. So the limited review passed through, and I had at least 7 to 10 other investors who said they can't touch it, and this one is going through. So I can definitely help you there. But I'm specifically speaking to investors who have owned a condo and either have it cash and they would like to pull out the equity, or currently have a loan on it, and either the rate is higher than the current market that you could potentially get, or that they would like to do a cash out. So I have this program that is really online system where I'll enter the information. We don't need an appraisal. We don't know we do not need a condo questionnaire. Now, this is one specific program that I have that is available through me. So definitely it does exist to pull equity from your home or refinance from a condominium, Georgia or Florida, where I'm licensed. Of course, all the other states too, but where I'm licensed, I can definitely help you. Otherwise, I'll refer to a partner here at NEXA. And it removes a lot of the headache of being approved as a non-warrantable condo to move forward. So reach out to me, but you do want to make sure you are on title on this property for at least 90 days. Okay, that's the minimum is 90 days. So we don't have to chase the association. We don't actually have to do a full appraisal. It is all done online as long as the other documentation, which is the property cash flow, makes sense. So this is a program that I really want you guys to hear. If you're an investor, own a condo, at least 90 days, and you would like to pull out the equity, you like to refinance the current terms, this is a great program for you. Reach out to me. Let's see what we can do to give you either the cash or the better terms on this property. And of course, book a call with me or send me a message of what the property is. Let's get ready. This can be done very quickly. So reach out to me on this DSCR condominium for investors. Kind of moving pretty quick on those topics today. My topic number 3. Oh, yes, this has come up. Mm. When we hear the rates are improving, this topic comes a lot. Not necessarily the topic, but the situation. So let's talk about rate shopping with integrity, because rates change every day, but your trust should not change. So I'll be honest, I am not a salesperson in the car sales mentality that we very often say, well, I don't want to be that salesperson, sleazy. I go in the back and let me see with my manager what I can do, all that back and forth so you can win the deal. That is not my personality. Definitely not. However, one of the moves that I made by coming to NEXA is to be able to be competitive and, if necessary, make adjustments where I can either find a different investor or find a special deal that can potentially change the current circumstance of the rate that's being offered. So I'm not going to say this is the way to go, but if you're questioning, I have a client who called yesterday. I think it was actually Monday. She called and she said, I don't feel like those rates. She's getting a 6.25% interest rate. I don't feel like this rate is the right one. I think it's too high. It's like, well, what's your benchmark? Like, how do you compare it into what? And when was it? So you want to ask yourself some questions. When am I checking this rate and now I'm asking Kristel or another lender or getting a rate from Kristel and I'm waiting 2 weeks later and say, well, how come they have different rates? Well, rates change daily. So you want to keep that in mind. What I'm quoting you today could be a little bit different this afternoon. And then, are they quoting discount points? Are they giving you a credit? You really want to look at the detail. It's not just that number. You might also want to just start with a Google search, FHA mortgage rates or VA mortgage rates. So you get a benchmark, you get an idea of where the current market is. That doesn't tell you specifically this is what a lender will quote you, because sometimes they do advertise lower rates and they don't tell you exactly what the um, discount points are, but you look at the APR, but in the APR, there's more than just a discount point. There could be some other fees that are in there, like processing and underwriting. So bottom line, you might start with that Google search, but then you reach out to the lender that you've already worked with in the past, or the one that your realtor is referring you to, or you do some homework, okay? Each scenario is different. Some companies are stronger on certain programs than others. So that's where you want to do the search as well. And so this client basically calls and says, Kristel, can you do better than that 6.25? I'm like, of course I can do better. But I don't like, and I'm going to say and be honest, I don't like when a client goes back and forth and just for maybe an eighth or a quarter, I'm losing the potential to the deal. And it's not about losing just a deal, it's the time and energy and effort of responding, doing my job, of course, but responding to questions for maybe over a month. And now last minute, you're under contract, you provide my estimate that was from a month ago because you were just shopping. You provide my estimate or the other loan officer to another lender and say, hey, can you do better? Well, as a loan officer, like, well, I'm sure I can, but when did you get this information? Let's compare apples and apples. This other loan officer has given you the time and energy. To me, there is a level of integrity that comes to, did you double check? Let's see what we can do. Yes, I'm taking a chance of losing the deal, but I want you to trust me that if I'm able to do better, I will let you know. Can I do better with the company I'm with right now? Most of the time, yes, right? But I want you to have some integrity. We've gone into this world, we are in this world of it doesn't matter and have no integrity, not even the decency of like reaching out to the loan officer and say, hey, this is what I'm getting. Do you think? I'm grateful. So far, I've had, knock on wood, I've had clients who come back and say, hey, can you do better than this? Can you do this? Is what I'm getting. And yes, we have a conversation. So that's actually why I'm also sharing this is don't just ghost the loan officer. Have that conversation, give an opportunity. And I've had one deal where basically I said, this is my best offer. Like, I understand you're shopping, no problem. You have the right to do that. You know how I work. I've already reviewed all your documents, caught some things that you need to fix. When I say fix, like there was an error when we pulled the credit report, you have fixed a wrong social security number, that like different things that I tell you that I have attention to detail that tells you that I'm going to take you to the closing table. Over 25 years of experience, starting as a processor, I have the backbone to say, hey, this is what works, what doesn't work. This is what we need to, this is what's this and that because of my experience and attention to detail. That comes with, this is a value added. I'm not just a loan officer taking, oh, this is the best program and move on and close. I want to build that relationship. So bottom line, I said, listen, I know this person is offering you this. We're not talking just an eighth, 0.125 or a quarter. It does make a difference. I get that. And this is my best offer. I want you to stay as a client of mine. I want you to come back and refer other people. So this is what I'm going to offer you. So this is a conversation that I feel needs to still happen between loan officer and clients. It's interesting because at that point, clients sometimes just start just emailing and not answering the phone call because it's uncomfortable for both sides, right? So I'm saying that because as the rates improve, I've heard even stories where clients can be like in the process, and because they've already locked their loan and the rates have improved, what do? They just cancel their loan and go to somebody else. Now, I do understand there's a $200, $300, that makes a difference a month. I get that. But it's just that sleazy way sometimes doing business that irks me. But know that I am here to have integrity with you and tell you, okay, this is what I can do. And this is how maybe get back to your current lender because they've worked with you, see if they can do better or not. If this is their best offer, I'm here. I can potentially still do more. This is you really do that, Kristel? Yes, because I would like somebody to do that with me. Give me that opportunity. Okay. Each buyer is different. Each situation is different. The level of relationship, of interaction, the time spent also makes a difference. Just want to say that again. This is the third time I'm saying this, that it is because for you make a decision to just go because of an interest rate, Are you confident that the lender is going to actually close the deal with you? There's that relationship and rapport that's being created. It's not just the rate, right? It's the confidence that your loan will actually close and you're not left in the dark. I stay in communication with you throughout the whole process. So if you get a quote today, go ahead and send it to me. I will compare it honestly and show you. Like I've had someone like you getting an amazing deal. And I will tell you that it's not always about undertaking the person because I know there's an abundance of business and it doesn't feel that way for us right now, but it's that integrity that I want us to have also. So if you love to work with a loan officer that has integrity, but really real talk and real solutions, that's what I'm here for. Even if you're comparing programs, I'm here to explain to you. I love doing what I'm doing right now on a Zoom call and share with you, okay, this is why this program potentially is better for you versus this one. For you to understand. So when you're signing, you're confident, you know why you're moving forward with the program. Okay. So get your quotes, reach out to me, provide that quote. If you would like, let's compare and you make a decision based on what feels right, as well as what the numbers look like. Okay. Look forward to hearing from you on that. Okay. Topic number 4. So this is a little bit different. If people already ask you mortgage questions, or let's say even real estate, but specifically mortgage questions, why not earn a commission for sending them my way? What do you mean, Kristel? Well, most people don't know this, but we here at NEXA have a business development manager position that is paid for every loan you bring in. This is 100% commission. You do not need to be licensed because you're actually not going to be pre-qualifying a client. You're basically bringing in the business. It's like public relations type, right? So you don't need to learn the guidelines. You simply need to connect with people who need financing, and then you get a commission. So, and I'll handle the full loan process from the beginning to the end. This is an opportunity for those who may be interested as being a loan officer in the future to be in the conversation to start learning, but it's definitely not required. So you can stay in your lane, in your business, with your clients, with your community, and you earn a commission every time that one of your deals come into the door here at NEXA. So this is perfect for realtors. Yes, for realtors, because you are an employee of NEXA who is bringing in business. So even on the refinance that you usually would not get any type of commission because you brought in the client as a W-2 employee of NEXA. This is an opportunity for you. Tax accountants, small business owners who are constantly in communication with, roofers and handymen, like always in communication with clients who are in the real estate in the realm of they need a loan to be able to maybe do the home improvement. This is a great opportunity for you. I won't say it's passive income, but you're already in the realm, speaking with clients and communities. Also, what comes to mind is that a lot of loan officers are retiring. So if you're going to just cancel your license, but your phone number is still staying the same, guess what? Whenever you get a deal that's coming your way, hey, are you still doing loans? You say, no, I'm not. However, I have Kristel here who can help you. So for those loan officers who are like, I am getting out of this business and you are canceling your license, you can't have an active license. There's another way we can do this. So reach out to me if you want to keep your license active. But you know that 2026, you are not renewing your license and you want to still get commission. That's a way for you to do that. So this is again perfect for realtors, tax professionals, investors. I have a client who is constantly in communication about because he doesn't want to be, he is committed to be an investor here in Florida. And he's called me like, so I have 4 clients, not 4 clients, 4 friends who have those scenarios. Can you explain them to me? Now, in this role, he won't necessarily have to understand them and repeat back to them, but he's basically trying to see if there's an opportunity for them. So this is an ideal person that he has nothing to do with real estate in his full-time job, but he likes it. So he's getting his bearings by really talking to his community. So if you are someone like that, this is potentially for you. We actually do have a call that is on Thursdays about this position that you can come and ask questions. If you are interested, go ahead and message me so I can send you the registration link. This is today at just send it to me because I think it's in early afternoon, around 2 o'clock Eastern. So what would change for you if you could have that extra income? You could basically have access to income while you are bringing in business and not having to know all the guidelines and the ways to actually go from A to Z in the mortgage industry. So if you are interested in this BDM opportunity, go ahead and reach out to me. You can DM me here, or you can book a call on my calendar, which is in my bio. Okay. So those are my 4 topics for today. And as I've mentioned before, I like to, yeah, this is where you can drop off if you're not interested in grounding in seeing what comes up for me, because I'm not sure. I do have something actually who's been real in the back of my mind, and it's kind of moving to the front of my mind. So I want you to go ahead and ground yourself. What does that mean, Kristel, grounding yourself? That really means go ahead and plant your feet on the ground. Like you could have been like your legs crossed. I'm looking at my legs, that's what I'm saying that. Your legs crossed, or um sitting on the side and the other foot out. That's not grounding. Grounding is like planted, 2 feet on the ground, connecting to Mother Earth. Some of us call it Gaia. Really connecting, planting your feet and allowing yourself to feel the earth under your feet. If you have heels, take them off so you can be fully be down. And then also maybe adjust your shoulders like I just did, right? Um, it was fun. I did this with my niece last week, and I said, rub your hands. We talked about it last week too. Rub your hands and place them on your feet, on your legs, and really maybe close your eyes and bring your attention to your heart. And I usually do a couple of deep breaths, but this is really speaking loudly for me. So I'm going to still do a couple of deep breaths to confirm how I will be sharing this topic of identity. So I just shared a position that's called a BDM position. Just going to use that as an example. So we have goals, and this is important for as we close out 2025 and stepping into 2026. You already have ideas of how you want 2026 to look. You already have ideas of how you would like to experience 2026, or maybe you don't. So this is an opportunity for you to start thinking, not like not being present. It's like, you know what, this year was this, and this. Wow, I sure trust that 2026 is going to be more like this. So let's step into that person you would like to experience as being in 2026. And I'll give you the example of the BDM position that I just shared on this slide, which is a business development management role with NEXA. So you've been wanting to be in the real estate industry or the mortgage industry, and you're not really sure how to do this. Like, you know what? I want to take on this role. I want to go ahead and network and bring clients in, but I'm a shy person, or I'm an introvert, or I'm a this person. So you have like, I'm here and I want to go here. So that requires a shift in your identity of always holding as, well, you know, I'm all of those things that prevent me from being here. So when we talk about our limited beliefs and stepping into that gap, how do we bridge from left side to the right side or vice versa? This is where it becomes a bit of a challenge, because then it's like our ego, really the person that wants to keep us safe from being hurt, being disappointed, being sad, it did not work out, and all those will hold us back and say, you know what? I know you want to do that, but you remember when you tried that before that did not work? So then we think we're taking a few steps forward, and then we're taking a few steps, several steps back. And then we get stuck back into that old identity. It's like that pendulum, and it swings back to the old way. So how do you go from who you are right now and who you're intending to become? There are, I'm sure, many million ways, possibilities to do that. One of them, and I'm going to use the example of Bob Proctor, who talks about repetition. So we have now to do a paradigm shift. A shift from, okay, I am this person who is only this. I'm shy. I've never worked outside of my desk, and now I want to be more out there and more open and just network and just bring business, like all that. It's just not my what I'm used to, but I would like to. So how do you step into that? Well, one of them is repeating to yourself. So paradigm shifts are done by going and exercise a new muscle of that identity, that personality. So this is where you ground yourself again and you imagine, how would it feel for me to go out there and like shake hands with people? Oh my gosh, that's not a bit scary. But what if I go beyond the scary part? What if I create a relationship with that person? What if I allow myself to just speak and be free? Right. So you keep teaching yourself. And by the way, we have ChatGPT, our best friend, right? Our Betsy, as Irene likes to call him or her, where it's like, you know what? This is my goal. And this is what's in the way for me right now. How can you train me and teach me from truth in shifting this little piece of my identity that's preventing me? And then you revisit, and it's like you take a step. Today, you're going to attempt this way. You're going to practice this way. I used to do that for even just a simple thing as going out dancing. I love dancing, but I didn't know how to salsa and just, I mean, so this is not just business and business goals. This is like in life. And I used to go to classes to learn, and I stood outside. I'm like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like super hot, sweaty, scared to go inside, and I had to push myself. You take one step at a time, right? And then you not meet people who come your way and help you move into the direction that you want to go. So that shift of identity, that growth, that evolution, that going outside our comfort zone. I've been living in a comfortable zone for a long time. I think since I've been doing bar practice training since 2016. So for some of you, it may be unfamiliar because we are in a fixed mindset sometimes. But if you're like, I'm done with being a fixed mindset, I want to evolve. I have to evolve because the planet is evolving. So you may be staying behind, or you want to go ahead and evolve as things are changing. It might be a different degree for each person, but for you, it might be taking on every day. I am going to be writing, but practice used to actually say that 100 times. I am amazing as a business development manager. I am amazing at this. Now, I will be, it's in the present. So, whatever your identity you're looking to have, you write it down, because the writing part is a programming of the brain. You are seeing it, you read it out loud after, you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's from another practice of gratitude before you even get what you desire. And you do that. I actually just saw a clip on I think it was on Instagram. This guy said 3 days. Just give yourself the 3 day of that identity and see the things change. So do the paradigm shift by writing. I'll just show you my notebook, which is right next to me. I wasn't intending because I have a very bad handwriting. You can't really see it. You can't really see, but that's good because I have a bad handwriting that I can't always read back. But my movement of my hands, basically for today, I'm very mystical. I am grateful now that I serve. No, I don't like to say that one. This is me. I am truly grateful now that my vessel, my body grows, my mind each day, allowing the right client to find me, allowing abundance to flow to me without pressure or need. So I have practice that I'm doing right now. I write that 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the middle of the day, and 9 times at night. Okay, at night, sometimes I kind of fall asleep, but that's really repetition. In the morning, before I start my business, it's right here. I write it down. In the middle of the day, take a deep breath, go ahead and write it 6 times. There's a reason. It's 369, which is this very powerful from Nicholas Tesla that talks about a 369. Okay, this is a little bit too advanced on that, so we're going to stick repetition. And whenever you feel you've achieved even a glimpse at it, like whenever I get a contract or with a refinance and it's locked or something, I just do a movement of like, yes, right? So you celebrate yourself in that moment because it tells the universe and your nervous system, we got this. She's celebrating us. We got this. You're reprogramming your mind that this is durable. So you go ahead and paradigm shift, repetition, gratitude, and celebration, even the small steps, even the small win. Even if it's like, yeah, but I only got out of my bed and got ready to try to go. Well, you got out of your bed and you intended, you probably didn't go, but you know what? I had the mind to go and go and do it. Now, the next time I need to go ahead and drive to the event, right? So small steps, but celebrate it because now you are telling your subconscious mind, you are telling that ego, that one that the one that was keeps you safe so you don't get hurt. We got this. This is the year to have this. This is not the year of like, let me stay back again, right? So we are, I just did a coaching call on Tuesday. Some people are saying there are a few days left. We're only the fourth, a few days left in the month, and we got to get in gear. And yes, get in gear, but with grace, right? Without necessarily the need to rush. Which identity, which persona, who would you like to be and experience yourself as in 2026? Once you've actually created that image of yourself, you might want to write the things that have been in the way so you know how to kind of tackle some of those. Again, use our best friend and say, hey, this has been in the way in the past. Be the best expert coach with high integrity and truth from divinity, from God, from which way you prefer to actually speak. And coach me, train me so I can overcome this. Ask me the uncomfortable question and the blind spots so I can really step into this. Start that now, practice with it. Now, I'm not saying ChatGPT is the answer. I'm just saying it's a way and a tool that you can use to help you identify some language, identify some blind spots, have a friend that basically kind of supports you in this journey. But you definitely want to have in discernment, which is like, you know what? Meditation, prayer, God, signs, whichever works best for you, your heart, your body. Like, this is really resonate with me, right? This is not about ChatGPT leading your life. This is you using tools. Paradigm shift is not just writing 100 times. There are different ways, and you get to identify for yourself what works best. It could be walking in your morning walk and having an out loud conversation. How does it feel in my body? Does my body feel expanded? Does my body feel contracted? Usually when it's contracted, that means it's just maybe not in alignment right now. When it's expanded, it's like, ooh, I'm stepping full into it. I see the sun right here on my left. Like I can feel like I'm expanding, right? So the symbols behind me have a meaning. It's like the sun showing up, and then you have the little moon behind. It's like, well, is this gonna really get in the way? So all of those colors that I'm seeing right now, actually, I'm just speaking of this background. It's an integration that you get. It's a life. It's a journey. It's not a goal to just have in a week, in 2 weeks. It's a journey. It is your journey home. Sacred Home with Kristel is home to yourself, to peeling off that onion and getting to the core and being excited for the uncomfortable, the painful part, not just the great things. We celebrate the great, but we also acknowledge and grateful for even what feels yucky, painful, because all of it makes the journey. And the comfortable part makes us even grow more. The celebration is to kind of keep us going, like we got this, not just always the down part. Okay. So again, to step into the identity and the persona and the person, your higher self and your best version of self by Christmas, 20 days, by my birthday, 26, by next year, whichever timeline you have in mind, or even just for today. Take deep breath. How do I feel? And take small steps or big steps. Feel the alignment. Feel the possibility. Know that you're guided. And if you don't feel like you're really in a community that serves you, this is maybe where you start. Surround yourself with a community that supports your goal. Like Tiffany Rose, we are a coaching program where for loan officers, and we speak of the market, we speak of Tiffany coaches like this afternoon. She's going to have a coaching call every Thursday. So there are communities that help in pushing us, pulling us, whatever is needed, but you got to step into that. Okay. So thank you for listening as I share from my heart. And Thank you. Have a wonderful first week, first weekend of December, which, by the way, I do celebrate a lot December because it is my month. Why? Because I'm a Christmas baby. I know I get silly with that, but I'm just going to do some more reaction because some people don't like to celebrate their birthdays. I do. And it's not about just a celebration. It's like really honoring the journey that I have been on myself. It's honoring the journey and the challenges, the efforts. I am worthy of being celebrated. And it takes me to start to celebrate myself, not just others to validate my celebration. I invite you guys to celebrate with me, like I invite you to celebrate you. I have a friend, her birthday is Irene is April 1st, but I have another friend, April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. And she used to work. I'm like, no, it's a federal holiday. Not a federal. It's your holiday, girl. So let's go ahead and celebrate you. So I say that because celebration is very important. All right. Thank you guys.